Great Rush prizes with the purchase of a drink or food item. The Skybox has the best food and the best Rush game day experience. Go Rush.
Hi, this is David Brenneman with Coldwell Banker Black Hills Legacy in Rapid City. Have you thought about buying a home or real estate in the Black Hills? Maybe you want to upgrade to your forever home? I have been helping people in the Black Hills find the right home for nearly 20 years. When it comes to buying or selling, experience matters. Let me do the work, and you can open the door to your new home. Say hello to a good buy with me, David Brenneman. To get started, just Google David Brenneman, Coldwell Banker.
Do you have a financial game plan for your life? Hi, this is Lee Cruz, your local trusted New York Life agent here in Rapid City. My passion is helping you put the pieces in place for your family to make sure your game plan is a success. For over 175 years, New York Life has been helping people like yourself take action in securing their future. Don't wait, take action and Google Lee Cruz New York Life or call 605-360-8804. We will work together on putting your family first.
We all know life's busy, and if you get sick, you can get behind pretty quick. That's where Black Hills Urgent Care comes in. No appointments needed, no long waits, just fast, affordable care to get you feeling better quicker. Black Hills Urgent Care has 2 locations in Rapid City on Haynes Avenue and Mountain View Road. You can simply check in online at bhucare.com. That's with the letter U, bhucare.com. When you need care, see the team at Black Hills Urgent Care, the faster way to get better.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City, the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
The NFL Network reports that the National Football League will use an electronic system to measure first down starting in 2025. The league had experimented with the technology last preseason in some stadiums, now fully equipped to implement the system in 2025. The chain gang will still be on the sidelines of NFL games and will also be there to serve as a backup in case there is an issue. NFL insider Jordan Schultz says that Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford, who's been allowed to speak with other teams, recently spent time in Montana with Raiders minority owner Tom Brady, as Brady's been trying to convince Stafford to join the Raiders. 49ers GM John Lynch says the team will honor the trade request of wide receiver Deebo Samuel. Lynch also said they've had contract talks with quarterback Brock Purdy. Saints are sticking with Derek Carr as their starting quarterback for the start of next season, according to GM Mickey Loomis. Packers have had talks about trading corner Jair Alexander. I'm Dan Beyer.
It's time for South Dakota's Sports Talk Show. This is the Nate Brown Show, featuring live callers, great interviews, and thought-provoking sports talk. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
All right, welcome in. Wednesday edition of the program. Glad you're here. Thanks for making this show possible. Hope you're having a great day. We all say together, it's always a great day in South Dakota. Yes, welcome in. South Dakota Sports Talk Show back. We're live. Fox Sports Radio. The Nate Brown Show is on. Great guest lineup tonight. Local, regional, national. We got you covered from South Dakota and beyond. Let's get after it here. Remember, you can be a part of the program. We'll get you on question of the day and shoot it around a little bit. Some new guests on tonight. And let's get going. The Nate Brown Show live on Fox Sports Radio. And remember, stream us all the time anywhere on X. You can follow us at Nate Brown Show and stream the show live. So watch the show. Welcome in studio at Nate Brown Show on X. And one more chance on YouTube. You can pull us up, subscribe to the channel. You've got us, The Nate Brown Show, on YouTube. However you're listening or watching, welcome in. South Dakota Sports Talk Show. Looking at the guest lineup, it is brought to you by Forever Lawn. They have the best lineup of artificial grass. They want you to know they're putting the schedule together for this spring and summer. If you haven't checked it out, just Google them. Forever Lawn in South Dakota. This stuff's maintenance-free, professional installation. It's outstanding. It'll last. They got all kinds. Canine grass for dogs. You're a dog lover? They got canine grass. Perfect. Golf greens. You want to chip and putt in the backyard? They've got you covered. Landscape grass for the front. Looks so good. Maintenance free. Just get ready. They install across all the state. East River, West River. Google Forever Lawn in South Dakota. Take a look for yourself. The Forever Lawn guest lineup tonight looks like this. Jason Andera, it is high school basketball postseason time. Yeah, the AA is winding down and some postseason in the lower classes getting going. So we'll talk hoops with Jason Andera inside the 605, high school sports analyst live from Sioux Falls. We'll go to L.A. tonight. Kevin Figures is on. What's the real deal with Matt Stafford? People are throwing stuff out. Could Matt Stafford go to the Raiders now? Tom Brady and Matthew Stafford in Montana? Getting together in Montana. What's going on? Kevin Figures covers the Rams, AM 570 Los Angeles. He'll be on tonight. We will go to Tom McGurk, brand new guest. He's a high school sports writer, editor for the Courier-Post online. That's out in New Jersey. What are we doing with this? There's an interesting high school sports story out in New Jersey. I'm going to get to it. Tom McGurk, sports editor, Courier-Post online from New Jersey tonight. And James Merilat's on from denversports.com. The rankings are out from the players. They did the survey ranking their own teams, what they think of treatment, hospitality, strength, coaching, locker room, travel, all of that stuff. You know, the annual player survey, they rank their own organizations. What do we take away from this? James Merilat's on, talking denversports.com. Packed on a Wednesday. Good guest lineup from South Dakota to the national coverage. Let's get you on if you want in. 605-720-1067. That's the Pizza Ranch hotline. 605-720-1067. The Pizza Ranch at 3809 East 10th Street, Sioux Falls. Also in Brandon. And 2 locations in Rapid City, home of everyone's favorite buffet. You can call us on the Pizza Ranch hotline. You can text us on the Barron's Wilson text line. Same number if you want to text the show, 605-720-1067. The text line is open and ready. All right, so let's go to this high school sports story to start the show today. A couple of things. State wrestling's coming up. You got girls individual, boys individual this week. So that's that time of year. State wrestling's popping. And then I saw this story come out and say, state wrestling's going on in New Jersey. Now let me lay the scene for you. This is a story that could happen in any state across the country. It could happen here. What would be the reaction? So this one got my attention. State wrestling time across the country. There is a wrestler in New Jersey today that has won 3 state titles. He's won 3 state titles. They say maybe one of the best of all time, right? Where he could win 4 state titles at the state wrestling meet in New Jersey if he won 4 straight. That's all the way through his senior year. Well, this wrestler, and I'm going to turn this into the question of the day tonight, this wrestler has been disqualified from competing in the New Jersey state wrestling meet because of an altercation in the stands during a district meet. And so let's set the scene, and then I'll ask your take on it, because here's what's happened. He's going to figure out what he's going to try and do. They might appeal this. They might take this to the courts. I mean, you know what parents do and families do. So this state wrestler in New Jersey, you can look up the story. We're going to have the writer on who's covering it, Tom McGurk, coming up about 25 minutes. Courier-Post out there in New Jersey. So this state wrestling champion, 3 years in a row, he was wrestling in the district tournament. This is district, how they laid out in New Jersey. There was an altercation in the stands. This is why this type of stuff, I've discussed it on the show before, parents and people getting a little off balance in high school games, high school meets, whatever you want to say. So there was an altercation in the stands. There's numerous videos. I was looking into this today. I couldn't see all of the details of what was happening, but the allegation is this wrestler's dad was in an altercation with some people in the stands. Well, then what happened? The wrestler leaves the mats. He's down on the mats. He wasn't wrestling at the time, but he was down there with his team. He leaves the mats and runs up into the stands in the altercation where his dad allegedly was in this dust-up with whoever, okay? So now the New Jersey High School Association has, they say, reviewed the tapes and looked at what's happened here, and they've made the decision you just can't do it, and they've disqualified him from now being a state wrestling champion and winning 4 in a row. And so now this has caught attention. I've seen some national stuff go on this a little bit, some people picking this up. So I look at this and I say, this is the classic example. It can happen across the country. Parents, I don't know what the dad did. I don't know what the story is. Okay, there's going to be this side of the story and his side of the story. So they're discussing it, but the one consistent here is the New Jersey High School Association said now the wrestler is disqualified because he left the playing surface, the wrestling surface. He left that, went into the stands, and they said, there's videos of what happened up there, and he's disqualified from even wrestling in the state wrestling meet now coming up in New Jersey. And so the classic example is parents that have had something happen. I don't know what happened up there. People saying this, saying that. You all have been, if you've been to wrestling meets, you understand there's some intensity, right? There's moms, there's that. Okay, there's some intensity there. There's things that are said. You may know this. And so now there's an altercation in the stands, and the kid goes up into the stands, and now he's punished for not being able to wrestle in the New Jersey State Wrestling meet. Let's bring that back to, if the parent of the athlete gets into an altercation, is in the altercation, maybe it's in the stands, maybe it's a parent doing something to an official, whatever happens in our crazy world these days, all of this stuff's out there. You see, I do this show every day. I see videos like this preparing for the show like almost every day. There's videos like this almost every day of a fan, a parent doing something. I just saw some mom ran out on the court in some state when her daughter got ejected from a basketball game. And so my point being, when the parent does something in the stands and the athlete did join in, and you could say what he did, what he didn't do, he joined in. Do you always punish the athlete? Do you punish the athlete? People are reacting on this saying, well, it's not the wrestler's fault, it's the dad's fault. So ban the dad from the state wrestling meet, not the wrestler. But I'm going to throw this out to you on the text line, if you would. 605-720-1067. Barron's Wilson text line, 605-720-1067. This is the parent side of this, and parents behaving badly at games, at meets, whatever you want to call it. Parents behaving badly, do the kids get punished for that? That's the question of the day as I kind of look at the dynamics of this. The kid has put out a statement today. We'll talk to the sports writer from New Jersey who's been covering the story coming up. Just want his read on it and the reaction out there. The kid, the wrestler who's going for his 4th straight state title, he's not going to be barred. That's it, at least now. They might, take it pretty far and see if he can get in on this. I don't know. But the New Jersey High School Activities Association says wrestler couldn't do it, left the playing surface, got into the stands. They said, basically they're saying it didn't matter if it was the dad in an altercation. The wrestler can't leave the mat and get into the stands with fans. You just can't do it. If the parent of a high school athlete gets into an altercation in the stands and the athlete goes up there, because some people have said, hey, listen, what if you were the kid? What if you were the kid? Your dad is it's in the stands. You're seeing something. You're hearing something. Are you just going to let dad fend for himself? I'm not saying it's right. I'm not telling you it's right. But are you going to let dad fend for himself, or does it naturally kick in? I'm going to get into the stands. This is an interesting one to me. He did. He's disqualified from the state meet. That's the New Jersey decision from the Activities Association. A lot of votes coming in on the Nate Brown Show question of the day right now. What do you say? 605-720-1067. Do you believe the athlete should be punished for the actions of the parent? Do you believe the athlete should be punished? And I should say, though, I mean, the actions of the parents started the deal. I don't know how this went down exactly. I don't know if the dad did start it or somebody got him going. I don't know. But the athlete did join in, and I think that's the kicker, obviously. Obviously. If there was no leaving of the mat, getting into the stands, this high school wrestler would be ready to wrestle at state. He left the mat. Even if he wasn't wrestling, he left the playing area, the competitive area, and got into the stands. So they said that's crossing the line. It's crossing the line. What do you say on this? You got to punish the athlete or not? Okay. Let's go to the poll on this. Listener text. He left the mat. He is disqualified. He left the mat. He is disqualified. End of story. If the parent of the high school athlete gets into an altercation in the stands, the athlete leaves and gets into the stands, whether it's wrestling, whether it's basketball, whatever it is, do you believe the athlete should be punished as well? This kid is. 82% of you voting heavy tonight. Yes, the athlete cannot do that. 82% of you, yes, the athlete cannot do that. 18% of you, no, don't punish the athlete. It was the parent's fault in the first place. It was the parent's fault in the first place. Let me point this out. Let me just say one thing on this. I don't know the kid. I've learned his story today. 3-time state champion, going for 4. I don't know if this is going to be the end-all, be-all, or if he's going to get back into this. He's going to go to Cornell. He's going to wrestle there and the whole thing, but he's going for the 4th straight title and the whole thing. The parent, I don't know the dad, don't know. Obviously, you just can't get in a situation. I mean, there's stories like this, and this is why I bring them up. We see this stuff all the time, and the parents still get into situations like this. The wrestler did the wrong thing too. I get it. But I'm just trying to get you inside the situation a little bit. Hey, dad's up in the stands. It's a melee. You don't know what's going on. You're just going to stay on the mat? Yeah, I guess he should have. But it's a melee. You know this. It's total chaos. Just absolutely out of control. And again, my point is, if you're the parent of an athlete, you just can't do this. Well, they did this and they did that. I don't care. It's over and over. I was just at a basketball game this past weekend, and one of the opposing coaches got ejected. I laugh because it's like, you just can't do that. You just can't do that. Our emotions just get out of control. So to me, yes, it's the parent's fault. And what do you think they're thinking now? The 3-time state champion son can't wrestle in the New Jersey State Wrestling meet coming up. Let's see. Lister text. It does seem harsh to ban the kid. Lister text. Time to hold the parents accountable for their actions. And yeah, the kid needs to feel the punishment as well. Okay? See, here's where I'm at. Totally blame the parents on, I don't know what happened to the stands. Totally blame that situation. Totally. But the kid can't leave the playing field. I mean, so let me just think about this. I wasn't a wrestler. Let's say I was out there playing basketball. I was just thinking about this. I see a melee. I see my dad up in the stands. Boy, that'd be scary, by the way, if my dad was in a in a brawl. Never saw him get in one. But then I look up there. Hey, they're doing this. What would I have done? I'm not sure on that. Probably would have thought about getting into the stands. If I'm honest. I mean, it's easy for us to say, oh, you just got to be professional. You got to stay on the mat. You just got to stay under control. It's dad up there. It's a melee. You don't know what's going on. It's an interesting one. The vote is heavy, though. Got to punish the athlete. Which New Jersey High School Association has decided. Lister text, how else do you stop the parents from going crazy in the stands? Either you fine the parents or do you ban the kid for their activity? 605-720-1067. Barron's Wilson text line. New Jersey high school wrestling story got my attention today. Could be a story that happens in many places across the country. Parent gets in a dust-up in the stands. Wrestler leaves the mat. Now the wrestler is disqualified, trying to win a 4th straight state wrestling title in New Jersey. What do you say? Can you punish the athlete for the parent starting the, being in the altercation in the first place? 82% voting yes. Punish the athlete. 18% no. It's the parent's fault. Listener text, I have a fix. Ban the fans for events. Yeah, they've tried that at times. And that's what some people have said on this one. Just don't let the dad who was in the altercation come to the state wrestling meet. Is that fair? Do you give the kid a mulligan? Have they had any past history of this stuff? That you got to weigh all that to me. So do you give the kid a mulligan and then ban the dad from coming to the state wrestling event? Well, no. They just banned the wrestler. And that's the end of that story, at least for now. Tom McGurk covering it in New Jersey. So I reached out to him. He's the sports editor at a newspaper out there, Courier Post in New Jersey, covered this. He's coming up. We'll talk to him, get some more insight. First, let's go South Dakota high school sports with Jason Andera on next.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
Want to improve your putting? Master your chip shots? Golf Greens by Forever Lawn is the ultimate synthetic turf to improve your short game. For the committed golfer to the recreational player, we create custom golf greens to make your home or business the premier practice and entertainment destination. Call 605-831-9026 or Google Forever Lawn in South Dakota. With dealerships on both sides of the state, we're ready to help you shave strokes off your golf game. Forever Lawn in South Dakota.
Grab your to-do list and head to Fleet Farm for Project Days, happening now through the 26th. Carhartt fans get a free $20 gift card with every $100 worth of Carhartt gear. Good on your next Fleet Farm purchase. Sprout Sweet Mix for horses and livestock is just $8.99 a bag. And save $50 on a Milwaukee M18 Compact Brushless Drill Driver Kit, now only $149. And save big on Milwaukee tools during Milwaukee Deal Days, February 20th through the 26th at Fleet Farm.
Save $9,500 off MSRP on a new 24 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab 4x4 at Denny Menho Rapid Chevrolet. We've got over 30 HD Silverados and our best selection in months of Tahoes and Suburbans, all of them with huge Denny Menho discounts. 18 new Equinoxes in stock, plus Trailblazers and Trax. See us at Denny Menho Rapid Chevrolet or DennyMenhoRapidChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. Discount includes all factory rebates. The dealer must qualify for 2,000 owner loyalty rebates. See dealer for qualification details. Expires 3/3/25.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Sunshine expected this afternoon with daytime highs approaching 51. Winds out of the northwest 10 to 20 miles per hour. 31 tonight, mainly clear. Tomorrow, highs around 60. Partly cloudy Friday with daytime highs approaching 55. 51 Saturday. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Right now, it's 51 degrees.
Hey, sports parents and ballers of all ages, Rapid City has a new sports facility that you have to check out. E3 Sports Complex on East North Street is the newest indoor sports facility featuring 4 full courts. E3 Sports is here to serve the community and wants all athletes of any age to come and experience expert training, coaching, and the opportunity to unlock your athletic potential. Memberships and court rentals are available now. Come to play at E3 Sports Complex. Learn more at e3sports.org. We're talking with Rihanna Wickett at Elevate Performance Physical Therapy for another Elevate Performance Health Minute. Rihanna, as we all get older, one of the most common injuries, pains, back pain.
We see it every day.
There's a lot of things that can cause it, right?
Absolutely. There's a multitude of different things that can cause back pain, whether that's strength or something that you tweaked it. So it's really important that we get you looked at and figure out what's actually causing that, because so many things can cause the different types of back pain.
Okay, so what's interesting about it, you could have pain in the back, but then there's also a problem with your back and now that turns into sciatica.
Yeah, sciatica, it tends to come down through the buttock into the leg, and back pain generally just stays right within the back. You might have something traveling, numbness and tingling, pain shooting down past the knee even, all the way to the foot. We definitely want to get that taken care of sooner than later.
Back pain relief, sciatica relief. Get started at ElevatePerformanceSD.com.
From high school to college to the pros, from Rapid City to Sioux Falls, the Nate Brown Show is South Dakota's sports talk show.
South Dakota Sports Talk Show, Wednesday edition. Thanks for being here. Hope you've had a great day. The Nate Brown Show is live, Fox Sports Radio. Stream us there on X right now, at Nate Brown Show. Follow the show. Watch us live on X, at Nate Brown Show. You've got us on your phone right there. Kevin Figures coming up tonight, one of our great guests from AM 570 Los Angeles. Matthew Stafford, will he stay a Ram? Will he be on the move? What's next? James Merilatt's in tonight from Denver Sports. The NFL players did their survey where they ranked their own organization, from coach to travel to facilities to owners. Which teams finished near the top? You see this? We'll get into it. James Merilatt coming up. Jason Andera getting set for a busy stretch right now. State wrestling's coming up. You got postseason hoops. Here we go. March, very close. Inside the 605. Watch the show. I was just checking it out. Inside the 605. Jason, good to have you on. How are you?
Doing well. Always great to talk. And, yeah, like you said, getting ready for some busy times here in high school sports.
Here we go. It's a fun time of year. I love this time of year. And people say, what's the best sport? What do you like the most? I always say, man, for me, the state basketball tournaments are hard to beat in South Dakota. I know there's great events. But March, the state basketball tournaments, I've seen them, watched them every year for so long. I love what's coming up. I have to ask you, before I get into the South Dakota side of this, little question of the day, okay? Question of the day. I got a writer from New Jersey coming on. He's covering this high school story in New Jersey. It caught my attention, kind of getting some national play. A high school wrestler there going for 4 straight state titles. There was a dust-up in the stands with his dad at districts. He left the mat and went up into the stands. That's against the New Jersey rules. He's been disqualified from the state wrestling meet. So dad gets into an altercation. I don't know exactly what happened. The wrestler left the mat during districts, and now he can't wrestle at state. What do you say about punishing the athlete? He got into the stands. That was the kicker for the parent altercation.
It's really tough because I'm pretty sure before the season starts, you don't go through those type of rules like, hey, make sure you don't leave the mat to see your dad and make sure he's okay. So it's really hard, but they make these rules for a reason. I struggle whenever I get into a committee or trying to put rules together, trying to find all the best case scenarios for all these different situations that come up. But in the end, you got to go by the rules, which really sucks for that athlete because I'm guessing he had very little to do with it, and he's the one that's going to have to take the brunt of the punishment. Yeah,
it's interesting. New Jersey High School Association said, hey, we reviewed the tapes. He got into the stands. Some not good things happened up there, but it initially started with the dad and some others. My point on this, Jason, this could have happened anywhere. Could have happened in South Dakota.
Yeah.
The parents have to not have this happen. They just have to.
Right. It's a tough situation that the athlete's going to have to deal with, but you're right. That has to stop somewhere, and honestly, you're right. The parents are the ones that have enough life experience that should know better.
Yeah, so tough deal. I wanted to get your read on that. Okay, let's go to high school hoops here. So I'm going to start with AA boys. Do we know for sure who's the favorite right now as we get set for the final week?
Yeah, I think we're pretty sure who the favorite is right now. The most consistent team out there is Sioux Falls Lincoln. Can they be beaten? Yes. But we are pretty sure that they're the best team. This Mitchell team, I thought for a minute, maybe was good enough. Watched them last night, and once the defense switched up on them, they really struggled shooting it. And that's been an issue for them many times this season, where they've gone through dry spells, not able to shoot it when they can't drive it and take it right to the rack. So they're not quite there. This Harrisburg team, 12-1 in their last 13 games, really good team, but they don't quite have the balance that you need that Lincoln has. And this Brandon Valley team has gone through a really tough stretch here, lost 2 out of 3. They're not really state championship material. They're a really good team, really well coached, work really hard on the defensive side. But I think those are probably your contenders, those 4 teams. Everybody else that I've watched this year just has too many inconsistencies to take it home. And this Lincoln team, I've seen them not play their best twice all season long, and they came out with it with just 1 loss. So that's pretty good for a high school team.
How fine line is it in AA? I'm looking at this, and the reason I asked this, I'm like, here's Rapid City Stevens. They're not going to have a home game. Yeah. I mean, they're on the bubble here of SODAC 16, so they're kind of struggling, yet they had Harrisburg beat at Stevens a couple of weeks ago. They were up by 14, right. I think. Then Rapid City Christian, one of the top teams in A, Stevens was right there. And I told you, right? Jason, you remember that. I said
You're
Stevens.
Right.
Yeah?
I said they would have they would have trouble with Spearfish, but they should be able to take care of Stevens as well as the other way around.
Yeah.
This Christian team was good, but you're right. This Stevens team, and that goes to show you how deep this field is. I mean, I just watched T-Area, and at their best, they can be a really good team. Sturgis, I've seen play really well. Rapid City Central went out and beat Harrisburg, a team that's in that upper echelon right now.
Okay, so I look at it as like, I know Lincoln's probably at the top there, Mitchell, Brandon Valley, but I feel like it's a fine line maybe. Do you expect any upsets at all, SODAC 16-wise?
Yeah.
I know we got to look at the matchups, but any upsets?
Well, SODAC 16-wise, you bet. I think Roosevelt's in a great position at number 11 to do some damage. They have been playing much better over the last month or so of this season. I think Rapid City Central, if they can, if they could maybe get to that 12 or 11 spot in the seed points, which they're really close to right now, I think they have a much better chance of maybe popping into the state tournament. And like you said, Stevens, they have the ability. I've seen Pierre. They've had the ability too. But I've seen a lot of games this year in AA where teams look very similar to each other for 2 or 3 quarters a game, but it's really hard to win a 4-quarter game against some of these teams, and Lincoln being one of them. It's going to be tough to knock off Mitchell or Lincoln, I think, in that SODAC 16. Anybody else, I mean, I could see Brandon Valley laying an egg. I've seen them lay eggs this year. I could see Harrisburg laying an egg. It could be chaos. It really could be. It's going to be tough, though, because all these teams are good.
All right. SODAC 16, you say keep an eye on some upsets potentially on the boys' side. Jason Andera's on tonight. His show's on YouTube, Inside the 605. Find him on Twitter at 605Jandy. On the AA girls now, Stevens girls, I think, are good. They don't have a lot of size. That hurts them. What about this game Friday, Sioux Falls, Washington?
I'm really excited. I actually get to be on the call for that one for live ticket, and haven't seen Stevens with my own eyes yet this year, and I know that they're more than just Talia Porter. They've got some good shooters. The one thing Washington has is size, but their inconsistency can be shooting. So they're not a team that just shows up and wins the game. But that's going to be a huge test for Stevens to go on the road, play on a Friday, give it their best shot at the Washington gym and see if they can maybe make something happen. I know when they get to the state tournament, and I believe they will, they could definitely be a factor because they're such a matchup nightmare for different types of teams in AA right now. And that's the other thing that Washington has going for them. They have, they don't have a giant post player in the middle, but they have size and length at all positions, and that makes them a tough matchup for anybody that they play. So 2 really interesting teams. It's going to be fun. I have no inkling of who might win that game. I know both teams definitely have the potential to.
2 top 5 teams in girls AA playing Friday. Stevens paying a visit to Sioux Falls, Washington. Jason Andera on tonight. Let's go to Class A really quick. Class A boys, we've talked about Sioux Falls Christian and Hamlin. We get it. Rapid City Christian's up there. There's a team that I think's good. Can they try and get in the field? St. Thomas More. People are kind of forgetting about them out here. What about STM, Rapid City Christian from out here?
Yeah, I really like the St. Thomas More team, too, and I like the way they've improved throughout the season. Same with Rapid City Christian. Look at them. They're coming off of beating the number 1 team in Class B, and then back-to-back wins off of a AA team. They are definitely primed and ready to go for a run here. But the Sioux Falls Christian team, since they took that loss, they've been averaging over 80 points a game in their last 4 games, giving up less than 50 points in that span, playing some pretty decent competition. I think they're definitely the class here, but I think the St. Thomas More team, Rapid City Christian team, yeah, don't count them out. Don't count out West Central. It's another team. Vermilion, too. Vermilion and West Central have been playing really well in the second half of the season, and they both bring some really interesting dynamics to the court that are tough to see if you haven't seen this team before. So Class A, to me, absolutely loaded. I hope St. Thomas More gets there because I think they could give any team troubles with the way they play defense.
Girls Class A, Mahapaialuta, undefeated. Are they the team to beat?
They are so good. They are underrated. I've been voting for them number 1 almost all season long. I think they're a team that's really decided to test themselves this year and went out and played a tougher schedule and still went undefeated. That's going to help them so much of where they were last year, a one-loss team coming into the state tournament and, getting upset. And they've gotten upset a couple times. But Ashlyn Carlo Blunt, fantastic. Jodine Big Hunter, fantastic. Those are 2 really good players leading a really well-coached team. I love that team right now. But again, the defending champs are coming on strong right now. The Vermilion's playing excellent. They have to beat Dakota Valley, another top 5 team, just to get to the SODAC 16. That region is stacked. So Class A, there's still a lot to be decided.
Okay, speaking of stacked regions, are we sticking with the SODAC 16? I keep hearing SODAC 32. SODAC 32, is that still going to be brought up?
Well, we're never going to get this right. I say this all the time. I think the SODAC 16 is the best one we've had, but you're still not getting necessarily the best teams, but you get a little bit of the regional worked into it. I'm okay with the way they're doing it now, but you're right. I keep hearing the 32. In cases like this, where you've got Sioux Falls Christian, Dakota Valley, Vermilion, 3 legitimate state title contenders in the same region, it makes it tough. But you know what? You got to go win these games. And, you have a tough draw, that's fine. You still got to go win these games. It's going to be very difficult for somebody to get out of that region, and, if you do, you're going to be better tested. For me, if the 32 happens, I'm fine with that too. But I like the 16, the SODAC 16, since they put that in.
Jason Andera on tonight talking high school hoops. It's postseason time for A and B. AA coming up last week of the regular season, winding down. Find his show on YouTube, Inside the 605, and 605 Jandy on Twitter. Always good, man. Thanks a lot.
All right, take care.
Appreciate it. Jason Andera on the Nate Brown Show tonight, live from Sioux Falls. His show, Inside the 605, talking high school hoops. We're at the end here. Tournament time upon us. Some good stuff out there, man. There'll be some interesting teams to watch. And a girls' game to watch Friday night. Sioux Falls, Washington, Rapid City Stevens, a top 5 matchup between the Raiders and Sioux Falls, Washington. We'll see if there's any upsets on the AA boys side in the SODAC 16. Any upsets coming? Yeah, you can kind of tell there's potential. It just depends on the matchup. There's potential. Don't count out Stevens. Don't count out Central. Boys, don't count them out. Just telling you. Okay, let's go to this wrestling story in New Jersey with a guy that's covering it. I opened my show with it. Parent involved in an altercation in the stands. Wrestler leaves the mat, gets into the stands. He's disqualified from the state tournament. Tom McGirt covering it. Courier Post Online from New Jersey. His read on it next.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one, so you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
At Renewal by Andersen, we ask, why should we only feel the love on Valentine's Day in February? We have declared the entire month of February as the month of love. That's right, we did it. We laugh at February's snow and cold. We love installing the best new windows and doors. We love how warm, cozy, quiet, and more valuable our awesome windows and doors make our customers' homes. Love, love, love. Tell someone you love them today. And please book your free estimate right now at RBARapidCity.com. Feel the love every day in February with Renewal by Andersen.
Or a Joe, a weekend warrior, or a gardening great. Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is here when you need us. Nobody plans an injury, but when people throughout the Black Hills and beyond suffer a setback, Monument Health Orthopedics is here to provide comprehensive medical care. Our team of board-certified orthopedic surgeons and specialists is dedicated to helping patients regain the quality of life they've lost due to an injury, arthritis, or joint wear and tear. Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine for everyday athletes like you.
Imagine this, a bank that is committed to you, that understands your needs, your values, and your growth. No more settling for the status quo. Pioneer Bank and Trust offers tailored solutions, innovative services, and a team of experts dedicated to your success. You deserve more attention and more support from your bank. Don't settle. Pioneer. Pioneer Bank and Trust. Local.
Pioneer Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
The wait is over. We're clearing out our 2024 models at Spearfish GMC Cadillac. We've discounted all of our remaining 2024 models, but don't wait because stock is limited. New 2024 Sierra 1500 up to $9,300 off. 24 GMC Yukon as low as $71,927. Remaining 24 Sierra HDs up to $6,000 off. And 24 Cadillac Lyric EV up to $10,000 off. Spearfish GMC Cadillac, online always at spearfishmotors.com.
In the past, if you needed auto body repair, you had to get multiple estimates and then try to get your car into a shop for repair. Well, not anymore. In most cases, you can stop by one shop, get your estimate, and schedule your car for a repair. The question now becomes which shop you choose. If you like quality, choose J&J Truck and Auto Body. They have that allow them to offer you a nationwide warranty, and they'll work with your insurance company so you're pleased with the outcome. J&J Truck and Auto Body, 1513 East Philadelphia.
Your sports, your show. From East River to West River, this is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown Show.
Hey, welcome back in. South Dakota Sports Talk Show is live. Fox Sports Radio. Glad you're here. The Nate Brown Show is on. All of our guests appear on the Pizza Ranch hotline, powered by the Pizza Ranch, home of everyone's favorite buffet. Your locally owned and operated Pizza Ranch buffet open tonight till 8 at the Pizza Ranch. 2 Rapid City locations, also in Sioux Falls and Brandon. Well, we talked about this to start the show. We covered a lot of high school sports. This could happen, I think, in any state. We've seen the stories about, parents and things that happen in the stands and stuff like this. Well, it's an allegation here that a parent was in an altercation in the stands at a district wrestling meet in New Jersey. The wrestler leaves the competitive mat there. The wrestling mat, got into the stands himself, finds himself disqualified now for the state wrestling meet in New Jersey, and he's a 3-time state champion going for 4. Tom McGurk covers it. Sports editor, CourierPostOnline.com. Yes, good article on this. Good coverage if you want to find it. CourierPostOnline.com. And Tom McGurk joins the Nate Brown Show tonight. Tom, thanks for hopping on. I appreciate it. How are you?
Good. Thanks, Nate, for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate your time. So I kind of laid it out there, and you know, we cover a ton of high school sports. I said, this isn't like a one-off thing. I mean, you see behavior, you see stuff like this happens in wrestling and basketball, stuff like that. I want to know, we'll kind of get into the details, but what's the reaction there in the New Jersey high school landscape? This kid's a 3-time state champion, going to go to Cornell, now disqualified for state. Are more people like, I don't know if that should be the case for the kid, or, well, if you break the rules, that's it. What's the reaction?
I think it's been on both sides. I think people are disappointed. Some people are disappointed that one of the greatest wrestlers in New Jersey high school history doesn't get a chance to finish his career with a 4th state title. He would have become only the 5th wrestler in state history to accomplish that. But if you saw the videos of what happened and, in the stands, and what might happen down the road if there are charges filed, I don't know how he could not be disqualified from the state tournament.
Okay, so when you say that, there was videos out there. Walk us through what happened there. The dad gets in an altercation with some other fans, and then the state champion wrestler leaves the mat and also gets in the altercation?
The fellow's name is Anthony Knox. He had won his district title probably a half an hour before this altercation happened. St. John Vianney was a new team that was in the district tournament. They are a non-public powerhouse, that a district that has a lot of schools that are within 10, 15 miles of each other. St. John Vianney was put into this district this year. They are from the Central Jersey, which is about 90 minutes away. So there was a lot of tension about Vianney being in this district to start with. And what happened was they had won 9 straight bouts in the finals. Their one wrestler got upset in the finals, and that's when one of the parents from the St. John Vianney came down out of their section, walked over to the other school section, went up, and there was an altercation in the stands, and that's how it started. It was this kid's father, and then once he saw his father that was in the altercation, that's when the wrestler, as these videos have shown, went up into the stands.
Yeah.
And joined the altercation.
Tom McGurk joining us tonight from New Jersey, covers high school sports. Their sports editor for the CourierPostOnline.com about this New Jersey high school wrestling story. So did he get disqualified from the New Jersey High School Association because the rule was you can't get into the stands? Is that the story?
That is the story that the NJSA rule is that they disqualified players who leave the bench area during an altercation, regardless of their involvement at all. If they leave the bench area, and it's a rule that they put in a long time ago, if they leave the bench area, regardless of their involvement in the altercation, they're disqualified.
Do you think he's going to... I saw the statement from the wrestler today, professional statement. Are they going to take this far so he can try and get in the state wrestling meet, meaning appeal or go to a legal side here?
They have filed a lawsuit that just happened in the last couple of hours. They have filed a lawsuit against the NJSI, which is the state's sporting organization, and they are going to have a meeting in court tomorrow. I believe it was 10:30. So, yes, they are fighting this.
Okay, very interesting. Do we have any sense? I remember something happened in New Jersey high school basketball, Tom, and I thought it was last year where there was entire teams that were banned from a postseason tournament. Do I have that right?
Yeah, it happened a couple years ago, and I was actually at that game as well. It was Camden High against their crosstown rivals, Eastside. And their entire bench left the area and went into the stands during an altercation. And if you have more than 3 people leave the bench during an altercation, the entire team is banned from the postseason. So that happened, I would want to say 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay, did that hold? Because I know they appealed too. Did that hold?
Yes, it did. It held. Well, they didn't actually have to hold it because the Camden School Board disqualified them. So it wasn't even on the state organization. The actual Camden School Board disqualified him for what happened.
What do you think this school's going to do with this wrestler? His family could, do the lawsuit. What do you think the school's going to do? Any word there?
No, I don't think so. Although, from what I understand, I have to go through the court papers again. I believe that St. John Vianney, which is this wrestler's school, was named as a defendant as well in the lawsuit. So I'm not sure.
Very interesting. Tom McGurk on tonight, sports editor, CourierPostOnline.com. Now, this is just a commentary. I said, what do we learn from stuff like this, Tom? I mean, I guess, what is there to learn?
Well, I'll be honest. If I saw my father up in the stands and he was in some kind of trouble, I would think anybody would go up and try and protect his father. But, it is breaking the rules. So I think there are two sides of the story. And if the wrestler did break a rule that is on the books for the NJSIA and he's disqualified, I don't know how you can fight that.
Yeah. No, I said the same thing. How would we have reacted in high school? Your dad's in the stands, something's going on. He probably didn't know exactly what was going on. It's kind of a melee, whatever it is. I think it's a tough one. We'll follow it. CourierPostOnline.com, where Tom's at. Tom, I appreciate you coming on, shedding a light on it. Appreciate the coverage.
You got it, Nate. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Tom McGurk, sports editor, CourierPostOnline.com, here on the Nate Brown Show, following this New Jersey high school wrestling story. It's an interesting one, so more to come now. Sounds like there's more to come with the lawsuit and stuff happening there. So follow him on Twitter as well, McGurk Sports, where you can find him, CourierPostOnline.com, sports editor. So my question of the day, what do you do if the parent gets involved in an altercation and the athlete joins in? Do you believe the athlete should still be punished? The parent gets in an altercation in the stands, athlete joins in. Do you believe the athlete should be punished? New Jersey High School Activities Association said rules are you can't leave the bench, where you're at with your team. Can't do it. That's the end of it. So he has been disqualified from the state tournament, but now there's going to be an actual meeting tomorrow, so they're going to the courts. What do you believe? Your opinion on that? Yes, you have to punish the athlete, you just can't do it, or no, it was the parents in the stands' fault anyway. 605-720-1067, Pizza Ranch hotline there, and the Barron's Wilson text line open for your votes. 126 votes on the show right now. Parent of a high school athlete gets into a physical altercation in the stands. The athlete joins in. Do you believe the athlete should be punished? This high school wrestler, 3-time state champ in New Jersey, going for 4, now disqualified as of now from the state wrestling meet. What do you say? 81% of you voting yes, you have to punish the athlete. He can't do it. 19% of you say no, it's the parent's fault. Listener reaction, they both should be punished. Ridiculous. They both should be punished. Ridiculous. Okay, speaking of high school sports, I have a question. There is something that we do after every game in South Dakota. We do this after every game. I see stuff happen in some of these instances. Do we still want to do this after every game in South Dakota high school sports? We'll discuss next.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one, so you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
At Renewal by by Anderson, we ask, why should we only feel the love on Valentine's Day in February? We have declared the entire month of February as the month of love. That's right, we did it. We laugh at February's snow and cold. We love installing the best new windows and doors. We love how warm, cozy, quiet, and more valuable our awesome windows and doors make our customers' homes. Love, love, love. Tell someone you love them today. And please book your free estimate right now at rvarapidcity.com. Feel the love every day in February with Renewal by Anderson.
Today on Hey Culligan, buy to save. Here's a text from Devin in Denver. Hey Culligan, I'd love a water softener, but I don't want to pay for it. Devin, I can't help you there, but a Culligan high-efficiency softener can help you save oodles on energy and detergent, so the savings can be even greater than the cost. And I'm getting a mind-blown emoji followed by, yes please. Devin, the savings are already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with the local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Mainly clear tonight with lows around 32. Westerly winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Highs around 64 tomorrow, mainly sunny. Mainly clear tomorrow night, lows dip down to about 39. High of 56 Friday under partly cloudy skies. 52 Saturday. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Right now, 49.
Find your fortune and fall for big wins during the Love and Luck promotion at Cadillac Jack's Gaming Resort. Join us every Friday and Saturday night from 8 p.m. to midnight for prize drawings that grow bigger each hour. Then, don't miss the grand prize event on Saturday, March 29th, where 10 lucky winners will take home prizes ranging from $500 to $5,000. Let Love and Luck bring you big wins and even bigger thrills. Only at Cadillac Jack's Gaming Resort in Deadwood. How will your night play out?
In the past, if you needed auto body repair, you had to get multiple estimates and then try to get your car into a shop for repair. Well, not anymore. In most cases, you can stop by one shop, get your estimate, and schedule your car for a repair. The question now becomes which shop you choose. If you like quality, choose J&J Truck and Auto Body. They have ASE, PPG, and Gold iCar certifications that allow them to offer you a nationwide warranty. And they'll work with your insurance company so you're pleased with the outcome. J&J Truck and Auto Body, 1513 East Philadelphia.
This is The Nate Brown Show, also streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe to The Nate Brown Show on YouTube.
And thanks for being a part of the program. Wednesday's show is on Fox Sports Radio, The Nate Brown Show Live. Welcome in. If you're just joining us, here we go, off and running. We had some great guests in the first hour here. If you miss parts of the show any day, go to the Nate Brown Show podcast. We're on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, wherever you get your podcast. We're on all the platforms. So search the Nate Brown Show, and then you can get this show if you miss us live at all. Great second hour coming up. Great guests across the board. We're going to talk NFL player survey. Does it matter what the players rank? Their coach, their organization, their owners. Do we buy this stuff? Where are the Vikings at? Where are the Broncos at? James Marilat's coming up, Denver Sports. Kevin Figures is on tonight from AM 570 Los Angeles. All right, we got this argument going here. There's somebody close to us here at Fox Sports Radio, somebody very close to us that has recommended that maybe we don't need to do this after every high school game in South Dakota. Because we were, kind of looking at this. So, for example, let's go to the college level. Our friend Fran McCaffrey, head men's basketball coach, Iowa Hawkeyes. Our friend Fran. He was going through the handshake line the other night against Illinois, and they got into an altercation with the assistant coaches, and they said this, and he said this, and then he bagged it. He said, forget it. Something like that, anyway. So he didn't do the handshake line. So I started discussing this, and we've had some close conversations here that, well, I wonder if we should do the handshake lines. Forget college basketball. People have discussed maybe just do away with them. But what about South Dakota high school sports? Because if you go across the board here in South Dakota, we do handshake lines after every sport, right? So it's you line up, you shake hands. A lot of the levels don't do it, mainly basketball, college. So a lot of the higher levels now don't do all the handshakes all the time. You can if you want in college football, kind of, hey, go and quarterbacks greet each other, all that stuff. College basketball has stuck with the tradition, shake hands. And Fran McCaffrey didn't want to do it the other night. And so I just started thinking, is this one of those old things that you just don't need to do anymore? Or is it something that you need to continue to do? I feel strongly about this. What do you say? High school sports, handshake lines, mandatory? Do we need to continue to make our kids shake hands every game? Every game. Volleyball, soccer, basketball, football, wrestling, the wrestling guys, even when they get taunted. I saw this Iowa wrestler who just won a state title. He was taunting the other wrestler, and then they went over and shook hands. I credited the other wrestler. He shook his hand even after he got taunted after losing the state bout. So do you have to shake hands in high school sports? Here in South Dakota, every sport, do we want that? That's my question of the day. You better believe that I say yes. We got people close to us here that are trying to argue you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. And I say absolutely 100%. This isn't one of those things you just get rid of. This isn't one of those old traditions. Oh, no, this is a mandatory respect, sportsmanship. Take the high road and shake the hands. You have to shake the hands. What are we teaching the kids if we don't make them shake hands? You got to fight. You got to battle. You got to be in the thing. And then when it's all over, you're a professional. You learn. You lose, and you're a good loser. That's the deal. Even if the other guys aren't taking the high road. There's taunting going on. I understand. It's emotional. It is an emotional thing. So it's not always easy, but I do think it's the right thing, and I'm going to make it mandatory. I mandate that we continue. You love mandates, right? I love mandating we continue high school handshake lines. What do you say? Do you believe high school athletes should be made to always shake hands after every athletic competition in South Dakota? You let me know tonight. 605-720-1067. And I'm serious. I want to know if this is just the old guard like me. I'm the old guy. So we got people close to us here that are trying to change our mind. Not going to change my mind on this one. What do you say? High school athletes should be made to always shake hands, or no, it's not a big deal. See, that's what some people are saying to me. There's some people that's like, it's not a big deal. Nobody wants to do it anyway. It's all just fake. You don't need to do it. That's always the excuse is it's not a big deal. Just forget it. Then you don't have these altercations where the coaches argue and everybody's emotional right after the game. There is a little bit of validity to that, a little bit. Like, you're really ticked off. You just lost. You're emotional. You're upset. You probably got into maybe a verbal thing anyway with another player or another coach. So I get that, but I still have to step back. Can we all not be adults? High school kids got to learn lessons. So what are we telling them? You just get to skip the handshake line and be a bad sport? Sportsmanship is sports, right? I'm holding firm on that. You tell me, 605-720-1067. Listener text coming in on this. You absolutely have to. What do you mean? Have to continue the handshake lines? I'm with you if that's the case. Listener text, heck yes, handshake every time. Listener text, South Dakota high school sports, we're teaching kids to be responsible adults eventually. Treat your opponent with respect throughout the entire contest and post-contest. Okay? I'm with you on that. You have to shake hands. Okay? So we'll see if I've, changed any opinions here at Fox Sports Radio. We'll see. Thanks for calling. You're live, and you go ahead.
You have to shake hands.
Every time.
Yes, and what blows me away is the way today's society is getting. So, we got to be so in touch with our feelings. I can't believe that all these people are having all these confrontations. Apparently, we're struggling with our feelings.
I guess.
But you have to. It's high school sports.
So every
they
sport,
have to do it.
every time.
Every time. In high school, yes.
I'm with you. Well, okay, what about college basketball? What about Iowa, Illinois? Do you have to do that?
Let them go their own way.
Oh, right. No. Why do you change? Yep. Why do you change?
Because college, it's a different animal. It's held as, the athletes are a little more spoiled, in my opinion. I don't know. I just think that college, you got people storming the court. You got a lot more variables in college than you do in high school.
All right, man. I appreciate you. Thanks for getting on. That's interesting. You said the college athletes are more spoiled a little bit, kind of. That's one of the factors. And then you're going to make them more spoiled by letting them run away to the locker room like little babies. No. I got you on that. Do you believe high school athletes should be made to always shake hands after every athletic competition in South Dakota? What do you say? Yes or no? 605-720-1067. Our question of the day on the Nate Brown Show. I want to know what you think. Yes, you have to be a good sport every time, shake hands every time, or no, it's not a big deal anymore. My vote so far is 72% yes, shake hands every time. 28% of you say it's not a big deal anymore. All right. We'll revisit that. You let me know. I want to know. Shake hands every time. You have to. That's the Nate Brown Show mandate. Every time. 605-720-1067 on the text line. We come back with this in the second hour. I didn't think the NFL was going to do this. But all of a sudden, they just think they're experts. They've got it. We're going to do it in the regular season right away. Can you believe this? That's next.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks. Our locally owned Ace stores are committed to helping our neighbors and our communities. And because we're in the neighborhood, we can deliver almost anything you need. So shop in store or online for whatever your home or yard needs. Choose from top brands like Milwaukee, Steel, Traeger, and Benjamin Moore. Then pick up in-store, curbside, or we'll deliver your order right to your home. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know how to help. See acehardware.com for details.
The bakers of Country Hearth and Village Hearth Breads are proud to support local education with Loaves for Learning, the program that makes it easy to earn money for your school. Enjoy Country Hearth and Village Hearth all-natural breads, buns, bagels, and more. Then save the UPC from the package for your school to collect and redeem. Each is worth 5 cents and can be used for books, computers, sports, music, whatever your school needs. Up to $10,000 a year. Learn more at loavesforlearning.com. Country Hearth and Village Hearth Breads, baking our best for you.
Hi, it's Nate Brown for Black Hills Community Bank. If you run your own company or you're looking to start a small business here in the Black Hills, you want to make sure you choose the right banking partner. And I know the right choice for business is Black Hills Community Bank. They have plenty of banking options to suit your specific needs. And Black Hills Community Bank is here to help business owners thrive and to make sure you have the support and tools to help your business grow. Just contact one of their business loan experts today or visit bhcbank.com. Member FDIC.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City, the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
We're bringing Music City to you. Get ready for Nashville Night on March 22nd at the Box Elder Event Center. The concert kicks off at 7 p.m. with the talented Jessica Luby, followed by the high-energy Velvet Rodeo. Put on your boots and get ready to dance. Plus, test your skills on the mechanical bull.
Hold on tight, honey. You got it.
And enjoy Nashville hot chicken sandwiches.
Yeehaw!
Tickets are just $20 in advance or $25 at the door. Get your tickets now at thebox.live. Don't miss out on the country event of the year.
Do you have a financial game plan for your life? Hi, this is Lee Cruz, your local trusted New York Life agent here in Rapid City. My passion is helping you put the pieces in place for your family to make sure your game plan is a success. For over 175 years, New York Life has been helping people like yourself take action in securing their future. Don't wait, take action and Google Lee Cruz New York Life or call 605-360-8804. We will work together on putting your family first.
Hey guys, glad you made it.
Go ahead and put your hot dish on the picnic table with the others.
But won't it get cold?
Oh, little announcement. We will be eating outside in the cold tonight. Not my idea.
But, June, it's starting to snow.
Cheapskate Jerry here.
What?
Thought we could go another year before we replaced our drafty old windows.
If only June and Jerry had done a free consultation with Renewal by Andersen, their new replacement windows would be in, and their guests wouldn't be out in the cold.
Swedish meatball, anyone?
Only if I could eat it inside.
Trust me, it's warmer out here than it is in the house.
If only they knew that Renewal has acclaimed custom windows and ensemble doors to keep their home warm and cozy. With financing options even Cheapskate Jerry can afford.
What?
My fingers are frozen.
My nose hairs are frozen.
Mine broke off. Worst party ever.
Make the best decision for your home with exclusive custom-fit acclaimed windows and ensemble doors. Only from Renewal by Andersen. Learn more at rbarapidcity.com.
One more time. This is the Nate Brown Show. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
Second hour ready to go tonight. James Merilatt's coming up. Hang on. DenverSports.com. Talking Broncos. Where are they ranked when it comes to their players ranking their own organization from top to bottom? So the player survey's out today. The players give grades to their coach, their training staff, their ownership, all of that stuff. Where do the Broncos land? What grade did Sparky get? Sean Payton, my friend. What grade did the players give Sean Payton? We'll get into that. Plus, your Minnesota Vikings, where do they rank on part of the 32-team survey? What do the players think about the Vikings organization from top to bottom? We'll get into it straight ahead. James Merilatt's coming up. Look at the NFL player survey at DenverSports.com. Kevin Figures is on tonight from L.A., AM 570 Los Angeles. A couple of things about the quarterback situation. Matthew Stafford supposedly in Montana with Tom Brady. Wow. Look out. Kevin Figures covers the Rams, AM 570 Los Angeles. We'll get into that and more. Some of the national stuff coming your way. Speaking of the NFL, before 5 questions from Chris, I'm ready for this, Chris. Are you? I'm ready. You sent them in, so you better be ready. Speaking of the NFL, here's the breaking news tonight from the NFL. What do you feel about this? I didn't think they said they weren't going to put this in right away. They acted like this was like the cars that were supposed to be flying in 2020. Remember we always thought we were going to be the Jetsons. When I was growing up, we thought we were going to have flying cars by 2020, and then we know what happened. But here's what they're going to do. They're fast-forwarding this thing. The NFL says they have the technology. They've got it down pat. They're going to start doing it in the regular season this next season. Automatic first down system. Automatic first down system. So gone are the days of Larry and Jimmy Lipper doing the chain gang and relying on the chain gang to run out and extend the chains. They thought, I was looking at all these reports the last couple of months, because then it got brought up with the Bills and Chiefs game and stuff. Did Josh Allen get the first down? Did he not? We got to get this right. And so Larry and Jimmy Lipper, the chain gang, who's been a great part of football, they've reached their end. Well, they're going to keep the chain crew as an emergency. That's what they say today. So the chain crew is going to remain on the sideline as a backup. So Jimmy Lipper and Larry will be able to have a cheeseburger. They're not going to be needed as much. They can have a cheeseburger and hang out. Now, why would you need the chain gang if you've got this expert technology? Why would you need it? Because technology doesn't always work. Do we understand that? Technology doesn't always work. So what I'm telling you is I'm a little surprised by this. The NFL, this is serious. I'm kind of making light of it, but I thought they were going to test this out. I thought they were going to first test out the automatic electronic system for first downs. But they think they've got it. So the footballs have chips in them. So they already do for measuring analytics and all sorts of stuff. So the football have chips. They got so many cameras to determine where the football is at and where the player is down. That's what they say they've got. So they got this bird's eye, this system. and they're going to put it into play in the regular season next season, 2025. So get ready. The electronic system to measure first downs is in motion for the upcoming regular season 2025 in the NFL. It is finally happening for all you guys that want computers to take over our lives. We're going to have the automated strike zone in baseball where we can challenge every ball and strike. It's an amazing thing. And now we got the automated first downs. I'm kidding. It'll be fine, right? It will be fine. I'm just worried about Larry, and he used to be a star. He used to extend the chains, and Gene Steratore used to first down, measure it close. Now we're going to take out the drama, extending the chains, and Gene Steratore just has to think about, get a little note for where the chip is at in the ball, and it was a first down. We would have had this last time. We would have stopped the Chiefs from getting to the Super Bowl. But anyway, so the Bills would have been in better shape. So breaking news on the NFL side. Listener text coming in. When do you think this will trickle down to college now or even high school football? Good question. Probably going to trickle down to college. I mean, college is a big business. You don't think that's serious? That's really serious. So probably not high school. Yeah, maybe down the road, but we still need our high school chain gang. Come on, we got some good chain gang members out there around South Dakota. All right, let's get popping on this, all right? Let's get popping on this. Are you ready?
It's time for 5 questions from Chris on the Nate Brown Show.
Here we go, Chris, our loyal listener. We've been doing this a long time, Chris, and you come up with new questions every week. It's amazing. 5 questions from Chris. Question 1, Nate, you've been talking about high school sports and club sports this week. Do you think in the near future there will be school districts that just let a private sports club take over the high school sports program? So like a boys basketball team has a school name, but it's a club sport, and private club takes it over. I don't think so. I think the school sport model's great. The cost is next to nil. I know you got to fundraise and stuff, but for travel and meals and some of that stuff. But I don't think you're going to see that. You do have some club sports like baseball who's running things on their own. They have the school name, and so it's kind of separate there. But I don't think you're going to see this overall shift. Club basketball is going to become high school basketball. I don't see that. High school sports, to me, very, very good, and we just need to continue to support them because there's a lot of competition now for the time and effort of the athlete. High school sports, I love playing for my school. I love playing for my community. That means something. It really does. It's a team, not just I'm out for me and my scholarship. Question number 2. Nate, I know you're not a hockey expert, but here's what's going on. Alex Ovechkin, 12 goals away from Wayne Gretzky's all-time record of 894. However, Wayne Gretzky played in the WHL before some of the teams merged with the NHL. And they don't recognize Wayne Gretzky's 47 goals when he was with the WHL. Do you think that the NHL should fix this issue or just ignore those goals from Wayne Gretzky? Okay, so here's the deal. Ovechkin, 12 goals away from Gretzky's NHL mark of 894, but he actually should have 1,106. 1,106? So should you just ignore the other goals in the WHL? I guess it was in the NHL, but that's a tough one, Chris. You got me. That's a tough one. Do you recognize Wayne Gretzky's total goals from the NHL and the WHL? To me, you probably do. He was still playing for, like, Edmonton. The Oilers were in the WHL, and then they went over to the NHL. The Whalers, the Jets, so it's not like it was just a totally different thing. I think you have to recognize Wayne Gretzky's, all of his goals. So Ovechkin's not as close as you would think, just from my record counting. Question number 3. This past Friday, Major League Baseball and ESPN announced they were ending their broadcasting partnership. It's over 40 years old. ESPN felt they were overpaying for the media deal, valued at $550 million. ESPN will suffer because of the lack of product on their channels, but do you think this signals the end of sports programming being on cable? Sports programming on cable. Well, it's starting to go that way, Chris. You got TNT losing the NBA. You got ESPN maybe not being Major League Baseball. You're going, there's some major networks, though, that are carrying sports. NBC, Fox, we know CBS and the NFL. So is sports programming going to like streaming and the major networks instead of cable? It's kind of looking like that, but there'll be a lot of sports still on some of these cable channels. FS1, ESPN, WNBA, college basketball. So I think you're going to have sports is still the ticket, even on cable TV. Question number 4. The Yankees ended their 50-year-old policy of no member on the team having facial hair. Yeah, did you see this? No facial hair if you're a Yankees player, but now they're going to allow it. Is there a long-held policy in sports that you think should end because it's not justified anymore? What do you mean, like shaking hands after a game, Chris? No, always shake hands, Chris. What are you trying to do? How about the interviews with the coaches in the middle of the game? How long has that been going on? Get rid of it. It's over. That might be one of the worst things in sports. Interview with the coach in the middle of the game. Please, how have we not mandated to eliminate that? That is the worst. Sorry for all the sideline reporters I just put out of work. It is the worst. Question number 5. There's a marketing firm that said Taylor Swift brought an additional $1 billion of marketing power to the NFL. How worried should the league be if Travis Kelce retires in the near future? What do you think the league should do? Bring Travis Kelce on as a broadcaster and keep this Taylor Swift thing going? You just ticked off everybody that's listening, Chris. We thought once Travis is done, the Taylor Swift thing's over. But I will tell you this, Travis Kelce will be a broadcaster. He will be a broadcaster. He'll be an annoying broadcaster, but he will be a broadcaster. And then you're still going to have the Swifties. You don't want to get rid of the Swifties. The NFL, they need the Swifties. You know that, Chris. 5 questions from Chris in the books. Let's go to the NFL player survey. Where do the Vikings rank? Players ranking their own organization. And the Broncos. Talk to James Merlat coming up next.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
Are you tired of your dog shredding your lawn or tracking in with muddy paws? Canine Grass by Forever Lawn is the high-performance artificial grass made specifically for dogs. Only the Canine Grass system has knitted backing for edge-to-edge drainage, antimicrobial blades, and no infill. Don't trap the waste and odors using any other turf. Call 605-831-9026 or Google Forever Lawn in South Dakota. With dealerships on both sides of the state, we're ready to help you clean up after your dogs. Forever Lawn in South Dakota.
No one has a handbook for what we're living through today, which is why the experience you have access to makes all the difference in how you make it to tomorrow. For decades, Dakota Bank has worked with ag producers through industry, economic, and regional changes. We're committed to agriculture. We're committed to the producers and families that make our communities great. Go with commitment, experience, and integrity. Dakota Bank, banking, insurance, mortgage, and trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Insurance and trust not FDIC insured.
Ready to be part of something big? Meet the Rapid City Sports Commission, the powerhouse behind sports in Rapid City. The commission focuses on bringing regional and national tournaments, supporting homegrown events, and creating opportunities for our kids. But it's not just games, it's a win-win for all of us. Youth sports fuel our economy. Hosting events in Rapid City means out-of-town families shop, dine, and stay with us, which boosts sales tax revenues too. To get in on the action, visit rcsportscommission.com, where we're all about the hustle.
Hey, sports parents and ballers of all ages, Rapid City has a new sports facility that you have to check out. E3 Sports Complex on East North Street is the newest indoor sports. E3 Sports is here to serve the community and wants all athletes of any age to come and experience expert training, coaching, and the opportunity to unlock your athletic potential. Memberships and court rentals are available now. Come to play at E3 Sports Complex. Learn more at e3sports.org.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Mainly clear tonight with lows around 32. Westerly winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Highs around 64. Tomorrow, mainly sunny. Mainly clear tomorrow night, lows dip down to about 39. High of 56 Friday under partly cloudy skies. 52 Saturday. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Currently, it's 48 degrees.
Hi, this is David Brenneman with Coldwell Banker Black Hills Legacy in Rapid City. With today's home values, right now could be a great time to sell your home. The Black Hills housing market is competitive, and I would love to help you get top dollar for your home. I have been selling real estate and attracting buyers in Rapid City for nearly 20 years. When it comes to buying or selling, experience matters. If you're thinking of selling your current home, let me put my expertise to work for you. Just Google David Brenneman, Coldwell Banker. List it, sell it, and move on. With me, David Brenneman, Coldwell Banker.
Get away from it all in the great outdoors for lasting family memories with a new or pre-owned RV from Dakota Discount RV. We make your RV experience fun and easy by providing you with a quality recreational vehicle, competitive pricing, and professional sales and service. Our large inventory of fifth-wheelers, travel trailers, toy haulers, and live-in horse trailers allows us to save our customers thousands of dollars compared to most dealers. Stop by and see us at Dakota Discount RV, 3330 East Mall Drive across from Cabela's and on JB Road, Blackhawk.
Live callers, big-time interviews, and breaking sports news. This is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown.
Welcome back in Your Sports, Your Show Wednesday program tonight. We are live, the Nate Brown Show, South Dakota Sports Talk Show, Fox Sports Radio. Follow us on X and watch the show live at Nate Brown Show. We're live there every afternoon drive. Follow us on your phone and watch the show live at Nate Brown Show on X. YouTube channel's live as well. The Nate Brown Show on YouTube. Subscribe. You've got every show there. James Merilatt's back on tonight from denversports.com. I want to talk Broncos here. The player survey is out where players grade their own organization. Coach, owners, facilities, travel, all of that stuff. Broncos coming in 17th out of 32 overall. 17th out of 32. Well, let's get into this. But first, I want James Merilatt's thoughts tonight on the breaking news in the NFL that they are going to implement the electronic first down, automatic first down marking. Chain Gang is the backup. Electronic first down marking right away in the regular season this upcoming season. What do you say, James?
I think that's a great idea. I mean, it's one of those things, we've all watched tennis, and they've had the instant replay on whether balls inbounds or out of bounds for a long time, and it's amazing. They're using it, using technology now in Major League Baseball in spring training for, you can challenge a ball or a strike. It's been a big hit. It's kind of cool to check it out. We've all wondered for a long time, why do we have these, no offense, but these elderly guys stumbling out there with chains and stretching them, and that's how we determine whether or not a guy got a first down. It's silly. It's archaic. So, I figured they would test it out. Maybe it's a preseason thing for a year, and then it would come out the next year. But hey, going all in on technology, not a bad thing by any means. So it's a step in the right direction. Anything that can make it to where the officials can't botch something, that would be a good thing.
Okay, so you endorse the electronic first down system getting implemented right away in the regular season. One more. Do you endorse banning the tush push? Owners could vote on that.
I do, and I think it just needs to go back to the old rule. Back in the day, and it wasn't even that long ago, you couldn't aid a runner, right? So now you see it not only on a tush push, but you see it when a guy gets stood up and some big 300-pound lineman comes flying in and just rams into the back of, the ball carrier and a couple defenders, and then all of a sudden the pile gets moved by 5 or 6 yards. It's like, that wasn't the play. The play was stopped. So they just need to go back to that, and if you did that, that eliminates the tush push. I mean, they can still quarterback sneaky. You just can't put somebody behind him and aid him. So it's a real simple fix to me. Just go back to the old rule. You can't aid a runner once he has the ball in his hands. It was good when they did it. It's a safety issue out in the middle of the field. It's not really in the tush push. but it would also get rid of one of the most boring, predictable plays in all of football.
I am with you on that. I get pushback on it. It's almost like it's 50-50 on my show. I say the tush push is bad. I don't like it. It's an advantage for the offense. They already have all of the advantages, so I don't like it. How do you feel the fans think? I mean, I feel like it's 50-50 for some reason.
Yeah, I think it's one of those where you're going to get people who just say, well, if you don't like it, stop it.
Yeah.
Which I kind of understand that mentality, right? Like, that's my mentality when people get mad that a team ran up the score. It's like, listen, you had played defense. That's on you. So I kind of understand that. But in this instance, especially when you're looking at certain teams, and Jalen Hurts is the best of them with the leg strength that he has, and then putting guys behind him, like, it literally is unstoppable. There's basically nothing you can do about it. So it's not very good from a competitive standpoint if there's no counter to your play, right? There's nothing else in football, really nothing else in any sport that's like, well, it's unguardable, and that makes it to where it's just not very entertaining and not very fun to watch.
Okay, I compared it to the shift in baseball a little bit, and maybe you disagree or not, but that shut down every line drive single, and it was a good hit, yet now we got everybody and their mother on that side of the field, and baseball said we can't have it because it just took the offense out of the game. You flip it this way. This is the offense, but it's just you can't stop it. That's my problem.
Yeah, and I get the comparison with the shift, and I certainly have no problem with that going away. I hated the shift. I do think, though, the shift was just incumbent on hitters to not just go up there and try and pull the ball over and over and over again. You know, and again, this is the old guy in me, Nate, but, back in the day, guys would have said, hey, if Pete Rose was given the entire left side of the infield when he was batting lefty and all he had to do was hit it over there for a single, he'd have done that all day long. Yeah. So that was a real easy one to get teams out of doing the shift, take advantage of it, bunt the ball that direction, hit the ball that direction. It's just not what the game is anymore. It's swing for the fences, it's power, it's pull the ball. And to me, there was a solution to that. The players just didn't want to do it.
Well, the players have been taught, though, here's how you hit. Here's how you hit over and over and over. That's just how they hit. Okay, let's get to the Broncos player report card here. So first, what do you think we should take away? I don't care if it's the Broncos, the Vikings, whoever it is, from players, this survey about their own organization. Does it give you a real picture?
I think to some extent, but overall grades were up this year. So I think players, this was a big story a year ago. And hang on one second. And I think players, were trying to not be as harsh this year. So, I think that there's a little bit of truth to it, but I think they tend to go with extremes, right? Like the Broncos had like a B- in strength training, which was 26th in the league, because everybody basically gave their strength coach an A or a B. And then in terms of, the locker room, it's an F. It's like, I've been in that locker room a bunch of times. Is it the fanciest thing in the world? Does it compare to, the University of Oregon or Alabama or some of these colleges? No. But it's certainly not a dump. It's not like, they used to be at Old Mile High Stadium where here's a nail in your in the wall and hang your clothes up on it. So, I think you take it all with kind of a grain of salt.
Okay. James Merlat's on denversports.com talking Broncos report card. They graded their own organization. They rank 17th out of 32 as top to bottom strength, the way they treat their families on travel, nutrition, all of it. Here's a couple. Sean Payton got a B. He got an A- last year. He got a B this year. What do you say?
Well, it's interesting, the decline, right? That last year they were 8-9, didn't make the playoffs. This year they go 10-7 and make the playoffs, and he actually got graded worse. There's been a mass exodus of coaches. Been a lot of assistant coaches leave. Some for greener pastures and promotions, but a lot of people have left the organization, front office people as well. So it does kind of make you wonder, man, second year with the guy, does he start to wear on you? Look, he's a type A personality. He's demanding. I think to be a successful football coach, you have to be those things. But it's like Jim Harbaugh, right? He goes somewhere and he's successful, but after 4 or 5 years, he's just worn everybody out. I think Sean Payton's got a little bit of that same personality. My takeaway from that is, hey, year 2, some of the people who've been here for both years of it have tired of some of what he does and some of what he says.
Okay, one thing on this, they did it again. Ownership got an A. So this should kind of tell us the players think this ownership group seems to be doing what they need to do. Is that? I feel like the Broncos, since Pat Bowlen, that's been missing. I feel like that does have to be important.
Yeah, I think that's huge. I think the 3 most important things for a football team are the owner, the head coach, and the quarterback. So it starts at the top. So the fact that they have a owner with deep pockets is great. The fact that the owner is willing to invest in things is great. They've done everything from, hey, got to replace the turf for the last game of the season, to overhauling the uniforms, which I think are a big step in the right direction, to first year spending the most money in free agency. So, I think if you're a player and you see some of the things that are coming down the road as well in terms of upgrading the facilities and probably a new stadium, you can see the handwriting on the wall of, hey, this is going to be the place to be, and we're going to have first class of everything. So it doesn't surprise me at all that they got an A. I don't know that they've had a misstep since they've been here, other than maybe they couldn't convince Jim Harbaugh to leave Michigan, but I don't think he was going to leave until he won a national title. So I've got nothing but positive things to say about the Walton Penner family ownership group, so it doesn't surprise me that the players think the same way.
James Merilatt, before I let you run, talking Broncos, denversports.com, find his work there. What are we going to wait till this free agency's happening to think about where the Broncos go for their first pick? I mean, what do you want to see?
Yeah, I think free agency will tell us a lot, right, of what do they address if they can, there's more good free agent receivers than there are running backs or tight ends, so maybe they can solve that riddle in free agency. I think they need to just take best player available, and I know that's a boring answer, but outside of left tackle and quarterback, I don't know what other position, if there was the highest rated guy, that they couldn't use. And people say, well, what about Pat Surtain? Yeah, put somebody great opposite him. Riley Moss was fine. But, they need defensive linemen. They need an inside linebacker. They need upgraded safety, receiver, running back, tight end. There's a lot of holes still on this team. So if you get to number 20 and there's a safety that was 8th on your board is still there, that's who you take. You write it down and sprint it to the podium, because you got to, at this point, this team still needs a big upgrade in talent across the board. You take whoever the best player is.
Okay, so how much have you guys been talking about within your office Rob Gronkowski to the Broncos? He said it's crazy. Rob said that's crazy.
Well, my guy Cecil Lammey broke that story. I can't reveal his source, but as his editor, I know his source, and it's about as good as the source can be. So we'll stand behind Cecil's reporting, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's could he change his mind? Sure. But I do think at this point he is eyeing a return to the NFL. He worked with Sean Payton when they were both at Fox. I think he likes some of the situation here. He's been working out up in Vail. There's a lot of connections to it. So time will tell, but I'm standing behind my guy Cecil on this one.
Okay, good stuff from you guys. denversports.com, the best place to hit. Broncos and more. James Merilatt on tonight. James, thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it, Nate. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate your time. Hit it there. We go there a lot. denversports.com, part of 104.3 The Fan. James Merilatt on tonight on the Nate Brown Show from denversports.com. He's sticking with that. So I told you, Cecil Lammey from Denver Sports said he's got sources that say Rob Gronkowski wants to come back to the NFL. Maybe that could be the Broncos. Then you just heard James Merilatt there. He's the editor of denversports.com, and he said, I'm sticking with that, even though Rob Gronkowski just came out and said today, that's crazy, bro. Of course. I mean, that was the quote. Thanks, Rob. Thanks, Gronk. Of course you have to throw in the bro, like my 15-year-old daughter every sentence. Thank you. So, it's crazy, bro. Yeah. Do I want that? I said yesterday I do in the Broncos. I would take Rob Gronkowski. Do I want that? Rob Gronkowski with the Broncos? I'll still take it. It's very interesting. 35 years old. Yeah, I'll still take it. I got a listener text here who the Broncos should pick up at tight end. I just got this just now. Trade Travis Kelce to Denver. This is from a Chief lifer is to trade Travis Kelce to Denver. Now that I would lose my mind over. I would lose my mind. In a bad way. You wouldn't like to see it. Maybe you would, but it wouldn't be enjoyable. Kevin Figures is on next from AM 570 Los Angeles. Speaking of players on the move. Now, this is a big one. Matthew Stafford. Will he stay with the Rams? Will he test it out? Why is he reportedly in Montana, Matthew Stafford? Kevin Figures, AM 570 LA, next.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one. So you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
At Renewal by Andersen, we ask, why should we only feel the love on Valentine's Day in February? We have declared the entire month of February as the month of love. That's right, we did it. We laugh at February's snow and cold. We love installing the best new windows and doors. We love how warm, cozy, quiet, and more valuable our awesome windows and doors make our customers' homes. Love, love, love. Tell someone you love them today. And please book your free estimate right now at RBARapidCity.com. Feel the love every day in February with Renewal by Andersen.
We are big sports fans, and even bigger fans of our teachers. That's why we offer debit cards featuring our local high school mascots on the front. These cards are awesome, and every time you use your card, Highmark makes a donation to the school activity clubs. Highmark has donated over $5,000 locally to Rapid City and Douglas schools. So make the smart money move, show your school spirit, and open an account at Highmark. Visit highmarkfcu.com.
Talking car stuff with Brian from Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail. We've talked about remote starts and how they can make your winter life better. But I know that's not the only thing you guys can offer to help brave the cold.
For sure. Remote starts are one of the things that top that list, and we can install an Arctic Start remote start system from just $299.
Nothing better than getting into a warm running car to keep you toasty, right?
Exactly. We also have year-round winter tires by Toyo with a 60,000-mile tread warranty that we absolutely love. They're perfect for where we live, and now save $40 on a set of 4, plus save 10% on our Duralast Pro Power Ultra batteries, the only battery with roadside assistance and a 5-year warranty.
Sounds like Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail is the place to winterize your rig.
Stop in or give us a call, and we'll go over all the remote start, tire, and battery options available, and we'll do it with the best prices in the area.
Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail, folks. See anytime.com or at the corner of Highway 79 in East Minnesota.
Anytime Auto Sales.
Ever since Barron's Wilson Funeral Home first opened their doors in Rapid City 140 years ago, they have continued to make personal service their number one priority. In your time of grief, they offer a personal touch by being at your side through every step of the funeral process. They answer difficult questions and guide you toward other professional services you may need. See for yourself the wide variety of services they can provide for you by visiting their website at barronswilson.com.
You're listening to The Nate Brown Show, also streaming right now on X. Follow us and watch the show live at Nate Brown Show.
Your sports, your show, The Nate Brown Show, live on a Wednesday, Fox Sports Radio. Glad you're here. Stream us there on X right now. This show is live every afternoon drive on X at Nate Brown Show. Follow the show and watch us live at Nate Brown Show. Welcome in. Kevin Figures on tonight. Appreciate his time. Great guest as always. AM 570 LA, Fox Sports Radio. It's on Twitter at KFig1. Did we see this game last night? Lakers, Mavs. Luka's matchup against the Mavericks here. Luka goes with a triple-double. Here we go, Kevin. Appreciate you coming on. How are you?
Doing well, Nate. How about yourself?
Doing good, man. So what do we say? Luka, triple-double against the Mavericks. They were going to feed him. He was going to get after him. But does this take the Lakers? How do you feel about the Lakers here in the West?
As good as I felt about the Lakers since maybe they acquired Anthony Davis all those years ago before the 2020 season, they've kind of just been a middling team these last couple of years. You knew they had LeBron. You knew they had Anthony Davis. And ever since they blew everything up to trade for Russell Westbrook, they just couldn't get the requisite pieces around them to make them a legitimate contender. So you kind of just went into every season just kind of hoping that, hey, if things break their way, maybe they can sneak in and win a series or two and see what happens. All of a sudden, a couple of things. One, before Anthony Davis was even traded, the Lakers just went on this heater.
Yeah.
Where all of a sudden they're playing well defensively and offensively. AD gets traded. Luka gets inserted into the lineup. And now all of a sudden you're talking about the Lakers feeling they have a legit chance to make it out of the Western Conference and make it to the NBA Finals. But the last 4 or 5 weeks has really been a whirlwind around this franchise. It really has.
Okay, it'll be an interesting season this last half here. I think it will. Luka, do you think him and LeBron look really, really good? How do you think J.J. Redick's doing?
I think J.J.'s doing a phenomenal job, and I was a giant skeptic. The guy who admittedly his only coaching experience was coaching his 12-year-old son's AAU team. Like you say, I never had any experience on a bench. He even said in his introductory press conference, he said, if I were the Lakers, I would have gone off after UConn's head coach, too. After he just won 2 national championships, he would have been my first choice over me, too. But a testament to JJ and his work ethic, the amount of respect he's garnered from the guys in that locker room, and they're playing for him now. It got off to a bit of a hairy start, but they're playing better defensively. And, again, that's been without Anthony Davis or Luka Doncic in the lineup. Just kind of LeBron and the rest of the roster. And he's found a way to piece this thing together and have them playing well and playing with confidence. I think J.J. Redick, if not for Diagonal in Oklahoma City and them having a historic season, he has to be the favorite for Coach of the Year.
What's Luka Doncic's personality? LeBron's the megastar. Luka is a big-time star. So do they like, hey, this is going to work okay? What's Luka's personality in this?
Luka is extremely humble. When it comes to LeBron, I think when it comes to the Mavericks and the rest of the NBA, he's out for a vengeance for sure. They've lit a fire under this kid that it's going to be fun to watch if you're a Laker fan, I'll put it that way. But he has such reverence for LeBron. He said that LeBron James was his favorite player growing up. And now the fact that he has a chance to play with him is an honor. And LeBron says it's an honor to play next to someone as talented as Luka is. And he's been a big fan of his game from afar. So it's just been a giant love fest between the two of them. And I know a lot of people are wondering how well they play together. So far, it's only been a handful of games, but you kind of see the seeds of it happening. The Luka being such an amazing passer, and LeBron James, he seems rejuvenated. J.J. brought up last night after the victory that LeBron's been playing as well defensively as any other player in the entire league over this past month. He seems to be rejuvenated by the trade. So I wouldn't say necessarily it's going to be a seamless transition, but you can kind of see the seeds of it, Nate, on a play here, a play there, of how, wow, this can really work. And if they get clicking on all cylinders, the rest of the league needs to watch out.
Lakers beat the Mavericks last night. I was watching that one. Luka ends up with a triple-double. Lakers on a roll right now. Kevin Figures covering it, AM 570 Los Angeles, Fox Sports Radio. Let's go to the football side. Do you think the Rams should bring back Matthew Stafford? If he's saying $50 million a year, do you just make that work?
I would try to find a way to make it work, Nate, even though if they think that's above the market value of what he should be worth at this point in time. He played at such a high level last year. He was mostly healthy. Now, granted, he didn't throw for 40 touchdowns. I think he threw for 20. But, I mean, you found yourself knocking on the door of being the Philadelphia Eagles, in Philadelphia, and this is a team that just won the Super Bowl and ran the Chiefs off of the field. I mean, you're not that far away. I realize they have a young roster, and they want to make sure they look towards the future while also trying to compete in the present. But it's not like he's lost that long of a step. So if it were me, I'd try to find a way. And look, maybe 50 is too rich. Maybe 32 is not enough. Maybe you can meet somewhere in the middle. And I think one thing that's helping them or should help them, is the fact that the salary cap is projected to go up much more significantly than people initially anticipated. So that lessens the burden a little bit on the Rams. But if it were me, and if I'm knocking on the door beating the Super Bowl champions at their home field in the postseason, why would I try to get rid of that? Especially knowing, Nate, by the way, like, what are your alternatives? Jimmy Garoppolo? Give me a break.
All right. Matthew Stafford reporting that he's in Montana right now. He's up there. He's with Tom Brady up there. Do you think that's real of, hey, maybe he's thinking Raiders?
I think it's real that Tom Brady will do whatever is in his power to try to get Matthew Stafford to come to the Raiders, to do what's best in the interest of a team that he's owner of. It makes all the sense in the world. And if you're Pete Carroll and you just got a new job, you know you're not going to be there forever. You're the oldest coach in the league. You want to try to see if you can turn this thing around as quickly as you possibly can. The easiest way to do that is to bring a legitimate superstar quarterback into the fold. So I don't fault the Raiders. If the reports are true, I don't fault Tom Brady for trying to throw on the hard sell to Matthew Stafford to come to Las Vegas. But if I'm Stafford, why would you want to leave? I mean, let's not also forget, like, Matthew Stafford left the Detroit Lions, a perpetual loser. He was putting up good numbers. He came to a winning organization with the Rams. Yes, helped them get over the top, but they got to a Super Bowl without him. So I do wonder, there's a part of me that says, who needs who more at this point in time? Because the market for Matthew Stafford, as robust as it may be, what are the teams we're talking about, Nate? The Giants, the Raiders, the Browns. These are teams that are not going anywhere, anytime soon. Cleveland, sure, if they stay healthy and get another move or two, they might be knocking on the door. But the Giants and Raiders are not going anywhere anytime soon. So you're willing to give up the Rams to have $15, $20 million more dollars in your pocket to go to a perpetual rebuild. From that standpoint, it doesn't make a lot of sense. So if I'm talking to Matthew Stafford, what do you value? Do you value making $50 million a year when you've already made $365 million over your career? Or do you want to try to win championships in the twilight of your career?
Kevin Figures on tonight. I'll let you run with this. AM 570 LA. Eric Musselman, I've had him on the show a lot. He coached in Rapid City, South Dakota, with a Thrillers team here, so I know his story. He's been a successful coach everywhere. He's at USC, and Musselman and USC not doing great. He said, this new Big Ten thing, where we're going to Rutgers and East Coast, and we're going Thursday to Sunday and traveling back, he said, we're going to be 4 games down right off the bat. Do you buy into that USC, the UCLAs, it's a bad deal?
Yeah, Mick Cronin has expressed that as well. Talking about all the road trips going from west to east so many times this year, it takes its toll. Now, look, people are not going to have a lot of sympathy for them because, look, the schools, if you want to say they sold out to the Big Ten and are getting these giant paydays, this kind of comes with it. But the coaches and the players didn't necessarily sign up for this. It's an unfortunate reality, but, Nate, this is kind of where college sports is now. You want to try to glob onto the successful entities. That's the Big Ten if you're USC and UCLA and Oregon and Washington. That's the ACC if you're Stanford and Cal, which makes no sense whatsoever. But at 5 and compete in today's college landscape, you have to do things that are uncomfortable and things that might put your programs in a little bit of a bind every now and then. USC has struggled this year. UCLA, when they've gone back east, have struggled this year, but they've been able to hold things together out west and specifically at home at Pauley Pavilion. So it's going to be an adjustment period. I do think Musselman, to your point, is a really good coach. So is Mick Cronin. They'll find a way to figure it out. But these first couple of years, I think it's going to be a little bit of some growing pains going on as they try to navigate having a competitive roster, knowing that you have to rack up as many miles as you have to rack up, going from east to west and west to east as often as they have to.
Yeah, USC just lost at Maryland and Rutgers. That was a Thursday to Sunday road trip, then came right back and playing. So Musselman says we're down 4 games right off the bat based on the travel in this new conference. Kevin Figures on tonight, talking L.A., AM 570 L.A., Fox Sports Radio. Kevin, always appreciate you. Thanks a lot.
No problem, Nate. Thank you. Take care.
Appreciate your time. Hopping on. Kevin Figures, good stuff. Appreciate him. AM 570 Los Angeles covers Lakers, USC, Rams, and more. AM 570 LA. Kevin Figures on tonight. Who's hot and who's not tonight? Brought to you by the Pizza Ranch. Where do the Minnesota Vikings rank their own organization, the players? What do they think of their organization in this new player survey? next.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines, supporting our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to wait. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. The life of an athlete has its uncertainties, wins and losses, injury and recovery. In the Black Hills area, athletes can always count on Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
Whether you run the race, make the catch, cast a line, pitch a tent, or just look good doing it, Shields Rapid City has your gear. From athletic clothing from your favorite team, cold weather gear to keep you warm, to the best camping selection this side of the Black Hills, and the most stylish and functional women's outerwear and footwear. Shields has the widest selection of the best brands in the business. So when you're ready to get out, get in the game, or get going, get to Shields. Shields, we're right there with you at Rushmore Crossing in Rapid City.
Rush fans, it's time to pack the arena. February 26th, the battle begins at 7:05 p.m. as the Rush take on Idaho. February 28th, Friday night's game fun is fueled by Dark Canyon Coffee. The first 250 fans score a free Rush-branded coffee bag. March 1st, Military Appreciation Night. Active duty and retired military members can grab $16 tickets. Join us as we honor our heroes. Plus a hockey puck bottle opener giveaway to the first 800 fans presented by AARP. RapidCityRush.com.
I am here with Weston and Tanisha Chapman from Black Hills Tire. We're the neighborhood shop for the whole town because we will pick up and deliver anywhere in town. We will do whatever we can to help anybody.
It's important to us that somebody can say like, hey, my mom needs something. They need this and I know you'll take care of them. I think that means more to us than anything is when somebody will say like, I need somebody in my family taken care of and I know you guys will take care of them. And that's just because that's community to us.
We all help each other out. We can create this community together.
Check us out at blackhillstire.com.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Mainly clear tonight with lows around 32. Westerly winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Highs around 64. Tomorrow, mainly sunny. Mainly clear tomorrow night. Lows dip down to about 39. High of 56 Friday under partly cloudy skies. 52 Saturday. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Currently, it's 48 degrees.
It's time to get a great deal on a pre-owned 4x4 truck or sport utility from Denny Manholt Toyota. Shop a great selection of 4x4s and all-wheel drives. Plus, the area's best selection of used Toyotas and Toyota certified pre-owned. Get financing as low as 5.49% APR for up to 60 months on select certified pre-owned. Over 35 certified available. See us at Denny Manholt Toyota or DennyManholtToyota.com. 1910 per 1,000 finance, regardless of down, with qualified credit, expires 3/3/25.
Great news. I just got the State Farm Personal Price Plan on our home and auto insurance.
You told our agent about my thing for romance novels?
No, you don't have to get that personal. Our agent just helped me choose affordable options to create a personalized price just for us.
Oh, sweet. Then you won't believe the love triangle Jen is in now.
Contact me, State Farm agent Scott Carlson, to create your personal price plan today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Your sports, your show. From East River to West River, this is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show, The Nate Brown Show.
All right, are we ready tonight for Who's Hot and Who's Not? Every night at this time, brought to you by the Pizza Ranch, our great friends of the Pizza Ranch. It's the best buffet in town, everyone's favorite buffet, you know that. Locally owned and operated Pizza Ranch. The buffet open till 8 p.m., 11 to 8 daily. The Pizza Ranch. 2 locations in Rapid City, also at 3809 East 10th Street, Sioux Falls, and in Brandon as well. Everyone's favorite buffet is the Pizza Ranch. Who's hot and who's not? Let's go to this NFL player survey. I thought this was interesting. Always seeing what the players think of their organization and ranking them and giving them grades. I talked about the Broncos sitting at number 17. Their players gave grades to, and all of the categories, coaching, travel accommodations, weight room, locker room, strength and conditioning, nutrition, ownership group. So it's basically, what do the players think of the organization top to bottom? Broncos gave grades that rank them 17 out of 32 teams. So middle of the pack. But in my Who's Hot Tonight, the Minnesota Vikings. They've been mainstays ever since they started this players survey. The Vikings have been near the top or at the top since they've started this. And the Vikings this year, players gave their organization grades to get them number 2 in the NFL. So the Vikings are number 2, second best grade from their players in workplace environment is what it is, basically. And who finished number 1? The Miami Dolphins. That's just because it's warm and nice. Everybody feels good. You don't have to put up with Minnesota winter. So I'm going to give the Dolphins a little bit of edge. They're just happier as it is. By the way, being a happy player doesn't always turn into wins, does it? Doesn't always turn into wins. Dolphins ranked number 1. Players say we have the best workplace environment. Vikings 2. Falcons 3. Raiders 4th. I mean, that must be a nice place to work because they don't win. But Raiders 4th, Chargers 5th. Chargers 5th. Who is in my Pizza Ranch? Who's not tonight? Let's go to the bottom 5 teams then. If you had the good teams, how about the bottom 5 teams? Steelers, Jets. Imagine that. They gave their owner an F. Players are anonymous, right? They gave the Jets owner an F. Steelers, bottom 5. Jets, Browns, Patriots, Cardinals. For 2025, the worst grades in the NFL from their players. Steelers, Jets, Browns, Patriots, Cardinals. All right, there's your player survey. Broncos, not great, not terrible. Middle of the road, I'll take it. Let's just, by the way, none of these environments are that bad, right? It's not like you're having to, dig ditches, okay? I think they all get treated pretty well. Just saying. Thanks for listening to The Nate Brown Show. We're out tonight. The Nate Brown Show podcast is going up right now, and we will be back here tomorrow with another show. Great guests. See ya.
My reason why is